Hello, healers. Today I'm going to talk about giving talks to gain visibility. And I wanted to go into a little more detail, talking about the types of talks, a couple of examples, and a few tips for speaking. Stay tuned to hear more. This is Anastasia. I used to be a physics professor specializing in vibrational and quantum physics. After recovering from a serious illness using energy healing on myself, the calling to heal became so strong that I had to quit my 40-year research career. I replaced my 6-figure professor salary within 5 months using a simple but not easy 3-step system that I worked out to grow my healing practice. Now I help other healers grow their practices, whether they're just starting or already have a practice, with this same 3-step system. I'm all about helping you too. Listen in to learn more. I'm so glad you're back. Thank you for coming. So today I'm going to talk about the types of talks you can give to gain more visibility, whether you're speaking at a conference or whether you are at a networking meeting where you're going to be giving a little 5 to 10 minute talk. And these talks are really important. And the thing to do is to kind of prepare them ahead of time and at least have the bullet points prepared. You can always carry the cards around. So if somebody says, stand up and give us a 1-minute introduction, you have that right there, right? So here are the types of talks that you can expect, right? The first one is an elevator pitch that could be 30 seconds to a minute when you're first meeting somebody. And so in those little 30-second pitches, you can have a hook, which is a question, a leading question, a solution, right? Things that you do. And then you have an ask, which is what in marketing terms is called a call to action. And the ask could be as simple as, shall we make a phone appointment and talk about it, right? And then there are the 5-minute talks, right? So some places will allow you to have a 5-minute talk, and these are kind of fast, right? I'm a slow speaker. So you would have hook, and then you have engagement, right? So engagement would be maybe telling a story. That also includes credibility. And then you have your ask again. The end of the ask, it could be sign up for download my free audio at, give them a really simple URL, right? Or you can hand out a sign-up sheet, right, so they can sign up for, let's say, a phone appointment. I've done that too. It's really helpful to have that, right? And then you can have a 10-minute talk, and the 10-minute talk is the same as the 5-minute talk with an added story, right? And the stories are really helpful. The story would be, some client that you helped, what happened, what they were feeling before, what happened afterward. I told a story at one time of a 67-year-old mother and grandmother, and how she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and was given like a month to live. And then I started working with her, and in 4 months her cancer was starting to recede. And it was very emotional for me because it was actually a family friend, right? And so she lasted way longer. Like, I worked with her for about 8 months. She lasted way longer than they expected. So that would be like a really great story to tell somebody that you have helped, right? And it could be even you, right? If you don't have very many clients yet, it could be somebody, could be you, right? And then there is a 30-minute talk, which allows you to ask questions like how, wouldn't you love to have this in your life? Wouldn't you love to experience a lot more energy, right? Raise your hand, or, or wave or something, do something positive. And then a 60-minute talk is a process. You lead them through the whole process of moving them from where they are now to where they want to be, right? What you want to do is basically advertise your goods. And you can do the same in all-day events, but have some pieces to allow you to demonstrate what you do. So I did a 6-hour event at a hotel, and I had my 60-minute talk, and then in between the 60-minute talk, I would either bring somebody up on stage, or I'd have them write something, or one of the things that I did was I passed out a little sheet, and I would select somebody to be healed in front of me while everybody was watching, and that everybody in the audience, because usually a lot of people have the same things going on, right? So one of them requested an eye healing, and a lot of people experienced it while I was there, right? And and then the other one was a relationship healing from an ex. So most of us have exes, and that was really helpful for them to experience that, right? So you bring somebody up, if it's your event and it's a 6-hour event, and you can do demos, and you can also do quick readings in the room, like have them write down what they feel about themselves, and then you do a quick reading in the room, because people love to hear about themselves, right? So there are lots of ways to really help give yourself a lot of credibility. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of a 5-minute talk and a 10-minute talk, like what could be in them. So in a 5-minute talk, you can ask a leading question, right? Then tell a story. So the beginning of the story will be how miserable that person was in the beginning, like when I mentioned, a woman with stage 4 cancer that didn't have much time to live. And then after working with her, her cancer started to shrink, right? And, she was given about a month to live, and, I worked with her for about 8 months. And then tell them what you're looking for, right? Tell them exactly what you're looking for. I'm looking for people who are interested in, right? And then make an offer, right? So you can make an offer. And the offer can be as simple as, sign-up sheet is going around, sign up for, and the sign-up sheet, what I do is I usually have the time slots. Sign up for that time slot. Put your email address and your cell phone so I can text you. And then when you get home, send email and text reminders you signed up. And then an hour before, make sure you send them text and email reminders, right? Because people just sort of forget. I don't know. They go away not writing it down. So you tell them to write it down in their calendars. So you can do the same thing in a 10-minute talk. But in addition to what's in the 5-minute talk, add credibility, meaning tell a case study. Oh, and I forgot to mention on the story down and the story up, it could be your story, like what happened to you and, why you are doing what you're doing. And I have told my story many times, and including, I was so sick I only had 2 good hours a day, and I discovered energy healing, and I learned a lot of it from different masters, and now practice it myself, right? So, and then you add the credibility of of what you've done, like, tell a story of somebody that has had success with you. Then you can do a brief teaching, really similar. Get them to stand up and pull their shoulders back and take some deep breaths. Have them say a couple of affirmations. Have them give each other high fives and say, "You are awesome," right? Things like that. Just get them to do something really quick. And then on your offer, like if you have slides, for example, you can have a testimonial or two, or if you pass around a sign-up sheet for your offer, maybe if you're not selling, if you're not allowed to sell, you can add a little sign-up sheet and put a testimonial or two on the sign-up sheet. People like to read those, right? And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is tips for speaking, right? So I can't help but be animated because I move my body when I talk. In fact, sitting like I am right now is not very comfortable. I'd rather stand and move around and talk, right? So be animated, relaxed, and, be happy, right? And if you're not feeling happy in the moment, before you talk, you can go in the bathroom and pump yourself up, get in your outstretched state, pump yourself up, and you can put in a circle. You can imagine there's a circle and there's joy and there's excitement and there's passion in the circle, and then you jump in the circle and absorb it, right? You can really pump yourself up so you can go in feeling pleasant and smile, because you are the answer to someone's prayer, right? So most events don't allow you to sell. You can collect names and email addresses like I mentioned previously, right? And you can have them, you can sign up for a Google text number, and you can have them text their name and email address to a Google Voice number and get a free gift, right? When it's small, under 50 people, I did this by hand. And if, in other words, I would go in on my on the Google Voice, you go in and you can just copy and paste the free gift, right? The URL for them to go. And now you can also put in their name and email address in a form that you create, and then it sends them the gift automatically, right? And if you're able to sell, you can keep their engagement with promising that what you're going to talk about or a free offer, if they stick through the whole thing, and always warn them you have a free offer, right? If it's an hour talk, it should be like 7 minutes in and 25 minutes in. If it's a 10-minute talk, remind them at about 3 minutes. And the way you speak and your posture and the words you use, that's a whole other course. But these are just some really simple tips to help you get on your way and putting together a talk. And next time when I talk about it, I'm going to talk about what all those individual things mean, like what the hook is, what is your engagement or your yes state, having them raise their hand, right? How to say, because every time they raise their hand, every time they say yes, they're saying yes to you, right? And what the credibility piece, like what you could use for credibility, and then what's your solution? You have to, of course, propose the solution, like what is it? And then the pitch or the ask is the simple ask. So in brief talks, the simple ask will be, either sign up for a phone conversation or sign up to get a free gift, right? And that's not selling. And then when they sign up for the free gift, that's when you start emailing them free content. So 80% should be free content, 20% should be, I have this to offer, right? Okay, that's all for today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for taking valuable time out of your day to listen in. If you found this message helpful, please help spread the word by giving the broadcast a thumbs up or a 5-star rating. Share it with your friends and be sure to subscribe to my channel with your notifications on. For further training on healing and growing your healing business using my 3-step system, go to www.highpaidhealers.com. And I'll see you in the next video.